This is Math 6, Lesson 5-7, Measuring Elapsed Time. Elapsed time is the time between two events. Trains, buses, and planes all follow schedules. You can calculate elapsed time to find how long something will last, such as a trip or your school day. To add units of time, you may need to rewrite some of those units. You can rewrite 1 minute as 60 seconds and 1 hour as 60 minutes. You can also rewrite days, weeks, months, and years. Today, we will look mostly with hours, minutes, maybe some seconds. If we're going to add units of time, let's say you're studying for your finals. You study math for 47 minutes, social studies for 39 minutes, and science for 26 minutes. What is your total time that you spend studying? Well, you spend 47 minutes, 39 minutes, and 26 minutes. If we add up all of our minutes, let's see, 9 and 7 is 16, plus 6 is 22. So 2, carry my 2, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's 112 minutes. Now, if you said you studied for 112 minutes, some people might say, how long is that? Because they can't visualize 112 minutes, they need things in hours and minutes. Since 60 minutes equals 1 hour, we can subtract 60 minutes from 112 minutes. Okay, 2 minus 0 is 2. 11 minus 6 is 5. And that means 60 minutes is an hour, so we actually studied for 1 hour and 52 minutes. So if you studied math for 47 minutes, social studies for 39 minutes, and science for 26 minutes, your total time studying was 1 hour and 52 minutes. Now, sometimes it's helpful to estimate elapsed time before you actually compute elapsed time. To estimate elapsed time, you're going to round each time and then subtract. Let's estimate the number of hours between 5:25 a.m. and 8:52 a.m. Okay, since they're both in the a.m., we can think of 5:25 is close to 5 hours. Okay, after midnight is close to 5, or otherwise known as 5 hours after midnight. Okay, 8:52 is really close to 9, okay, which is 9 hours after midnight. So if you think about it, from 5 to 9 is about 4 hours. Okay, so the estimated number of hours between 5:25 a.m. and 8:52 a.m. is 4 hours. Let's look at number 3. This one is a little bit more complicated because we're going to estimate the elapsed time between 7:25 a.m. and 11:35 a.m. Okay. Since 25 minutes is really close to halfway through the hour, and 35 minutes is just barely past halfway through the hour, we need to round one of our numbers up and one of our numbers down. That way, we're making sure that they are balanced. So if I think about this, 7:25 a.m. is approximately equal to 7 a.m. because I'm going to round that one down because it's less than half. Okay, so it's close to 7 a.m. So think of decimals, it's less than halfway to 8, so we're going to round it down, okay, which is 7 hours after midnight. 11:35 a.m. is approximately equal to noon, okay, because that one's a little past half, okay, and that's 12 hours after midnight, okay. So we can say that 7 to 12 is approximately 5 hours. Now this is an estimate. If we were to do the actual, it's probably a little closer to 4 hours than it is 5 hours. Okay? So we need to make sure that we pay attention to the fact that this is simply just an estimate. To find the actual elapsed time, we need to subtract the hours and the minutes. When 12 falls between two times, you'll find the elapsed time between the beginning time and 12, and then add the ending time. So, if we're going to calculate the elapsed time between 10:15 a.m. and 2:25 p.m., most people are not familiar with military time, so I'm not going to show this using military time. I'm going to just simply use the before 12 and after 12 comparisons. So if I think about it, 10:15 a.m. okay, to 12 p.m., that's equal to 1 hour and 45 minutes. Okay, because from 10:15 to 11:15 is 1 hour. 11:15 to 12:15 would be 2 hours, but that's 15 minutes more past noon, so it's 1 hour and 45 minutes. From 12 p.m. to 2:25 p.m. is 2 hours and 25 minutes. So we need to add 1 hour and 45 minutes and 2 hours and 25 minutes. We need to add those together. 1 hour plus 2 hours is 3 hours. 45 plus 25 is 70. And then you might look at this and say, but wait, 70 minutes is more than an hour. So 70 minutes, okay, 70 minutes is 1 hour and 10 minutes. So it's kind of like renaming fractions. We need to rename the minutes. 70 minutes is 1 hour and 10 minutes, so 3 hours plus 1 hour 10 minutes is going to give us 4 hours and 10 minutes. Some of you are really, really good at figuring out elapsed time in your head, but you do need to show me work if you're working for me so that I can understand what you're thinking and your thought process is. Let's find the elapsed time between 10 a.m. and 7:15 p.m. All right, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. is 2 hours. 12 p.m. to 7:15 p.m. is 7 hours and 15 minutes. So if we were going to add these two together, these are really easy to add together because 7 hours plus 2 hours, 9 hours. 15 minutes plus no minutes is 15 minutes. So it's 9 hours and 15 minutes. Now, it's really important that you can read a schedule. There are many things in your life that you are going to do that require you to read a schedule. Perhaps you're going to catch a bus. Perhaps you're going to fly in an airplane. Perhaps you have to do a final exam. All of these things require you to follow a schedule. So reading a schedule is really important. So let's say we have the following schedule. Okay? Here we have a schedule about buses. It says buses run every 15 minutes Monday through Friday. They leave Glenmount at 7:40 a.m., 7:55 a.m., and then it goes ... 9:55 a.m. That means there are times between there. It means it's going to run at the same interval it's been running. It will arrive in Reedville at 8:15 a.m., 8:30 a.m., ... 10:30 a.m., which means there are missing times. Right here, these ... means the schedule continues using the same time increment. The first thing I would want to do here is I kind of want to look at my schedule and I want to see the buses leave every how many minutes. Okay? So I want to see they leave Reedville, okay? If you look at this, from 7:40 to 7:55 is how many minutes? 7:40 to 7:50 is 10. 7:50 to 7:55 is 15, so the buses are leaving every 15 minutes. Okay? They're also arriving every 15 minutes apart. Okay? That's important to know, because if I miss one bus, I may think, well, how long do I have to wait for the next bus? If I just barely miss it, I watch it drive off as I run to the bus stop, I know I have 15 minutes I have to wait. If I come between buses, I need to know if am I going to be waiting, 14 minutes and 30 seconds? Or am I going to be waiting 2 minutes? Okay, so let's say you arrive at the Glenmont bus stop at 8 a.m. and buy a ticket for the next bus. If you arrive at 8, that's just after the 7:55 a.m. bus. Okay, 5 minutes after. And if buses run every 15 minutes, okay, 7:55 plus 15 minutes means your next bus is going to leave at 8:10. If you arrived at 8, okay, 8 to 8:10 means you're going to have to wait 10 minutes for the bus. Okay. If you catch the 8:10 bus, what time will you arrive at the Reedville bus stop? Now this is important. Okay. What time will you arrive at the Reedville bus stop? Now let's look at here, 7:40 a.m. to 8:15 a.m. That means if I leave at 7:40, I'm going to arrive at Reedville at 8:15. I need to know how long that was. So from 7:40 to 8:15, okay, is a 35-minute bus ride. So if it's a 35-minute bus ride and I leave at 8:10, 8:10 plus 35 minutes means I will get there at 8:45. And of course, you always need to tell people if it's AM or PM. Okay. Reading bus schedules is important because even though lots of people drive, there are a lot of people that don't drive. And they need to be able to go places, and buses are a really convenient way to do that. And or trains, and if you don't know how to read a schedule, you could be very frustrated because you won't get from your destination or to your destination in an efficient manner like you would like to. This is measuring elapsed time.